Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the NBA coverage. We are full swing here in the playoffs. But before we get started, uh, let's do like this. Before we get started, y'all know the dealio. Uh, snap. What? Hold on. We're having technical difficulties, but we got it. So before we get started, remember, subscriber giveaway. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel at IB Talks Podcast for a chance to win $50 on the first 50 of every month. As well as we are doing a $250 giveaway for Guardians 615 when we will announce the winner episode 250. So we have about 9 episodes left before we announce. So make sure you're getting in on that before the deadline. So basically before we go live on that episode, follow us at IB Productions LLC on Instagram to stay up to date when we go live and things like that. Again, bear with us as you guys notice. It's just me. Calvin is out of town. I'm starting a new work schedule. So bear with us on the Guard 615 as we got to kind of reschedule and replan what day we're going to record and stuff like that and go live, as well as bear with me with the playoff stuff because my new work schedule, I don't have a lot of leeway. So I kind of got to do these whenever I can. So again, I will try to be consistent as possible, but bear with us for a little bit until get settled in. For the month of May, it's going to be a little on and off because I'm going out of town. We'll be out of town for basically half the month, going on 2 different trips. So again, bear with me. But when the summer hits in June, July, we should be pretty consistent. All right. So we appreciate you guys for being patient with us, and we will keep doing the giveaways regardless of where I'm at on the first 15th of the month. So you guys won't miss out on that. And we will be I will announce the winners on the next Guardians 615. So make sure you're tuning in to Guardians of the 615 for the live stuff, for the announcements, and all that good stuff. All right. Also, to support the pod, 30-day challenge, tax season. Go ahead and download that bad boy. It's free of charge. It's a body weight workout program, 30-day challenge. It's got built-in rest days. It's no equipment needed. You can do it at home. You can do it before bed, do it in the morning, do it lunch break, etc., etc. Pretty easy. Download. It's easy to follow. And we got other 30-day challenges here. We got other workout programs. This stuff's more for the gym and just at-home stuff. And if you need something very specific, fill this bad boy out. And it comes to me and I can help. I can write up a workout program for you. And then while you're here, again, supplements, finalformsups.com. Get your supplements. We got it all here. Protein powders, plant-based. We got stuff for your hair. We got stuff for skin. We got stuff for your heart. We got stuff for sleep. All coffees and teas. If you're in the coffee and teas, we got the pods. We got the instant coffee, matcha, handcrafted bars of soap. We guys just check it out at finalformsups.com. All right. Where is NBA? Before we get started, congratulations to Victor Wembanyama for winning the 2025-2026 Defensive Player of the Year. He was like a huge favorite. It was pretty much no other person that was even close in the running. I believe he's the first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year winner. He got all of the first place votes, and I believe Chet who was the runner-up, got 0. I believe he got 0 first place votes. And then as these announcements keep dropping with the postseason awards, we'll keep you guys updated on the pod. Also, shout out to the Spurs for getting 2 of these bad boys. Keldon Johnson named the 6th man of the year for the San Antonio Spurs. So Spurs get 6th man of the year and Defensive Player of the Year. So we'll keep an eye on things as we keep going. So the playoffs, playing tournament is over. We are full swing into round 1. All right, we're gonna go through these bad boys one by one. So, Thunder, Suns, OKC leads the series 2-0. Lakers, Rockets, Lakers lead the series 2-0. Nuggets, Timberwolves is tied 1-1. Spurs, Trailblazers tied 1-1. Piston, Magic tied 1-1. Cavs, Raptors, Cavs lead 2-0. And Knicks, Hawks tied 1-1. Celtics, 76ers tied 1-1. So Thunder and Suns. All right. So the matchup for their next game, which is the 25th, OKC's got a 72% chance of winning. They're the favorite to win that, even though we're starting the away games for the higher seed. So OKC, it's gonna the next two games are gonna be in Phoenix. You can see the track here now. This, I believe, is what's really hurting the Phoenix Suns. Mark Williams is out. So they're really having some troubles when it comes to the rebounding there. So they're really missing out on their center because you got guys like Isaiah Hardenstein and Hardstein and Chet Holmgren. They need big bodies. They need big bodies down low, and he is out. So we look up the matchups, field goal percentage. Phoenix is this is actually better than better than what you expect because when you're watching the games, Phoenix just they just having trouble. This past game they did decently. Game one, they couldn't buy a shot. They could not buy a shot, so it was rough for them. But okay, again, OKC, you're talking about the number one defense and like number one overall defense, and I believe their offensive rating is like top 10 depending on like what metric you look at. So it's looking like OKC is going to take this bad boy for the most part. Now, this is a very interesting series, okay? Because Rockets were the favorite to win this series, even though Lakers are higher to see a team. Obviously, with Luka and Austin Reeves going out, people were asking, can LeBron do it? Can he do it by himself? He's 41 years old. Then you got this kind of like, I don't want to say a ragtag team because Rui Hashimura is good. Marcus Smart, again, is a good distributor and a good perimeter defender. Jackson Hayes has stepped up. Luke Kennard has stepped up. Jake La Ravia, stepped up. Bronny James, the last few games of the season, kind of got some more minutes. So he's doing it without their Lakers are playing without their number one and number two scorer. LeBron was the number three scorer, but they're playing very, very well. They're up 2-1. Now they're expecting Houston to win this first game at home for Houston because they're going to be at Houston with a 63% chance of winning. And I believe they're planning on sitting Luka and Austin Reeves for the remainder of round one because they believe they're going to take round one. If Lakers can get a win in these next two games, they get one win and go up 3-1. Then I think it's pretty safe to say the Lakers are probably going to win the series. We'll see how LeBron comes out again. LeBron's playing phenomenal. He had 28 points last game, just moving around like he's not 41 years old. He's playing a lot younger than what he is, and obviously guys stepping up like Rui Hashimura's playing fantastic, shooting phenomenal from the 3-point line. DeAndre Ayton. I believe game one, DeAndre Ayton had 20-something points. And then this past game, he's been so-so. But Lakers defense looks really, really good. It looks a lot better than I was expecting it to look. So it's actually be interesting to see once they insert Luka and Austin Reeves back in the lineup, how that chemistry is going to go. Nuggets, Timberwolves. It's going to be at Minnesota. This is a pretty even bout right here. Again, series high 1-1. They got Denver about a 52% chance of winning that. Obviously, you got Anthony Edwards, game time decision there. Rudy Gobert, Nikola Jokic, leading all three for his team. No surprise there because he averaged a triple-double this season. Aaron Gordon, again, game time decisions. So game time decision for Anthony Edwards is going to be really crucial. Julius Randle is going to have to step up if Anthony Edwards, which Julius Randle has been playing pretty good. But if Anthony Edwards doesn't play, Julius Randle is going to be looked at to be like, okay, you're our guy to go get buckets. He's going to have to drop 25 plus, 30 plus realistically if they want to get this dub at home, and they need to get this dub at home. I'm the Minnesota, I got the win away. So if you're the first two games, if the visiting team can get a win in those first two games when they're supposed to lose to, then you increase your chances of winning the series because they say a series doesn't start till a team wins an away game. So Timberwolves got that away game early. And so if they can come home and win two straight, they can go up 3-1. Now, can you do that with Denver? we'll see. Denver is a nightmare matchup for just about any team. So we'll see how that fares for Minnesota. Spurs and Trailblazers. Again, Trailblazers surprisingly playing a lot better than I expected. Now, again, San Antonio 67% chance of winning. Portland was like the 10th, 9th or 10th seed before the play-in tournament with their head coach being gone, Chauncey Billups with the whole gambling scandal, these like rigged poker games, etc., etc. But they're playing pretty well. I can't pronounce his last name, but this guy right here has really Denny. Denny has really stepped up for the Portland Trailblazers, and I think he's going to need to continue to kind of do it all in terms of points, assists, and all that good stuff. And I think Portland's going to have to get game time decision. Victor Wembanyama got to hit his head last game, concussion protocol, so he will probably miss the game. I know for like the NFL, general concussion protocol is a week. I don't know if it's different in the NBA because it's not like a collision sport like the NFL is. Like if you have a concussion and you're offensive, defensive lineman or running back, you're going to get hit in the head the next game. It's like guaranteed. So you usually miss a game. I don't know how the protocol in the NBA, if it's the same, if it's different, but there is a chance that Victor doesn't play this game. If that's the case, this is big time for Trailblazers. Again, Trailblazers got that win away because the first two games were in San Antonio. If Portland can take advantage of a win with Victor Wembanyama being out, that'd be big time for the Trailblazers. They need to get this win. Especially if Victor's out, it's a must win. If Victor's out and you lose and he comes back the next game, you're probably going to go down 3-1. You're probably going down 3-1. So this is a must win to go up 2-1, and it gives you a little bit of breathing room on the tail end of the series. So this is going to be big time for Portland. We got to keep an eye on to see if Victor is gonna play, but odds heavy favorite the Spurs. Honestly, it wouldn't be bad of a bet to put in for the Trailblazers. What's the Spurs -3.5? So they're still expecting it to be a pretty close game. Expecting Spurs to be within 4 points. I was gonna say this might not be a bad bet to place while Victor's a game time decision to bet for Trailblazers plus oh no, it's down to it actually might not be bad to bet the Trailblazers on their plus. Because if Victor Wembanyama is ruled out, this is gonna change, that payout's gonna go up. If you see what I'm saying, because the percentage is gonna drastically. I don't know if Portland will get up to a 50% chance because Spurs are still a solid team without Victor, but he is a focal point of the team, and we're talking playoffs, so it's a different level of intensity. I do think if Victor is ruled out, I can see this jumping Portland to like 45%, mid 40s, high 40%, and San Antonio dropping to like the low 50s. Next, we got Pistons, and we got Orlando. Orlando took the win game one, shocking Detroit, right? Series tied. Again, this series doesn't start till a team wins away, right? Well, the series started after game one. Orlando gets the advantage. They're up 1-0. Obviously, Detroit comes back in and plays ball like we know them play ball. It's a little shaky game one. Now it's tied 1-1. Now, but it's in Orlando now. The next two are in Orlando. Orlando, 38% chance. I would assume Pistons are probably the favorite the remainder of the games. Regardless, they're probably the favorite. But I do think Orlando's matching up significantly better against the Detroit Pistons than I think people were expecting. Banchero's coming out playing well. Suggs is playing pretty well. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. It's gonna bother me. Hang on, peoples. Let's see the full player stats. Was it Wagner? Oh my gosh, this took me somewhere I did not want to go. Hold up, peoples. So I believe it's Wagner, their forward, who's been kind of in and out of the roster with injuries. I know their big three or their big players haven't really played much because of being in and out with injuries and things like that. But um, where are they at? Orlando. Orlando. Go to the roster. Anthony Black coming off the bench. Jalen Suggs, Banchero. Yeah, Wagner, the France Wagner. France Wagner stepping up. That's what I was looking for. I believe I just wanted to double check. So again, they're matching up a lot better than we're expecting. I do believe when Durant gets going a little bit, he's going to be a problem. I think he's going to be a problem. Kate Cunningham, we kind of know is going to come out and be that guy to distribute the ball. I mean, you're talking almost 10 assists. He was like a game away from averaging 20, 23 point double, really 24 point double double. But I think really Durant is going to be that factor because Durant and Banchero are pretty much going to be those two that might be ending up being like directly impacting one another. There's not gonna be too many matchups with like Kay Cunningham and Banchero there, but Jalen Suggs and Kay Cunningham. So, but I do believe Durant's gonna be a big factor. Kay Cunningham, he's playing a lot better. Well, he's playing a lot better than people give him credit for. Well, people that I have talked to, I do know he gets a little bit of credit, but he is a little inconsistent with the field goal percentage. He shoots mid 40s, which isn't bad, but on 23.9 points, his efficiency it could get a little better but we kind of know what we're gonna get from Kay Cunningham. He can give you it says 24, he can give you 30 if you let him. It's Durant, I believe, that's good that can make the impact offensively from a scoring standpoint, offensively from a rebounding standpoint, second chances, rim runner, running the floor, getting in spots and dish offs and transitions. And he can also make an impact in terms of defense and defensive rebounding and guarding the rim. So I think it's really going to come down to Durant there. But we'll see how Orlando fares. If they can get this first home win in Orlando, game 3, I think Detroit fans get a little nervous. They get this first win, I get a little nervous. They go up 2-1, and they got another game at home. You don't want to go down 3-1. All right, next, we got the Cavs, and we got the Toronto Raptors. Cavs pretty much manhandling this team, or manhandling the series. Cavs up 2-0. Now, Toronto's at home. They're audited at 53.8% chance of winning, okay? Obviously, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Jared Allen, they're doing the thing. They've been pretty much, I mean, both of these games, double-digit wins. Now, I do think Toronto has been competitive. Brandon Ingram, Barnes, quickly, who is out. So that's going to be a big hit for the Toronto Raptors. But I do think Toronto is going to come out and get that first home win. I do think they'll get the win today or tomorrow. I do think they'll get one of these wins. Well, if Cavs go up 3-0, if you're Toronto, you got to get that last win. It's basically do or die the remainder of the series. But I do think Toronto comes out and probably get this dub. Usually how it goes, the home team, the beginning of the series, they go up 2-0. They travel. They're at an away, so they lose the home court advantage. And then because you're up 2-0, you kind of get a little comfortable because you have that breathing room. Most of the time that team that's down 2-0 will get that done. Right. So statistically speaking, based off the patterns, Toronto is probably going to get this dub. Cleveland might even come out and play a little flat, but we'll see. I don't see Donovan Mitchell as being that guy. Donovan Mitchell is not a come out and play conservatively because they're up 2-0. I do think Donovan Mitchell's going to go stupid. And if Donovan Mitchell can bring the energy, if James Harden can bring that energy first quarter, it might be sweet. It might be sweet. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's going to relax. I think he's going to bring the intensity, and it's going to be on Toronto to go out there and just want it more. But I don't see Donovan Mitchell doing that. And James Harden, I don't see him doing that. Not when Mitchell's leading the way. Mitchell goes out there, hey, we're going to take it. I want out of here. We need that rest. Let's get this sweet. Let's not take a night off. Like some teams go up 3-0, take a night off that for game 4. No. I can see Mitchell, hey, I want sweep so we get extra rest time while the rest of these series are going on. Let's do this. All right. So we'll see about that. Because I believe they're one of the only series that are up 2-0. Besides, OKC is the only other one that's up 2-0. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Lakers Rockets. So yeah, they're but in the East. Yeah, in the East, they're going to be the only series that's up 2-0. So if they sweep and these go to like game 6 and 7, Cavs can rest. And that rest in the playoffs is going to be crucial. All right, we're on to the next. Knicks and Hawks series tied 1-1. All right. Start off in again, Atlanta gets a win away early in the series. All right. Now they're back at home. Jalen Johnson is leading the charge for his team, points, rebounds, assists. Jalen Brunson, of course, is doing his thing. Carney Towns, Josh Hart, full company. Knicks are the favorite, 55. Atlanta, 44. The spread's actually, again, pretty close. Hawks by basically 2 points. And then this last game was really, really tight. Last game was really, really tight. The previous game, I believe I think Knicks come out. Let me see if this will pull up. Yeah, CJ McCollum came out and dropped 32.
Marines are made for this.
Ooh.
Made.
All right, let's see what we're looking at. All right. So here's my thing for Toronto. CJ's gonna have to continue to have this type of game. CJ's gonna have to drop high 20s or more if he wants to get his team back into this. Okay. Because this is a pretty normal game for Jalen Brunson. This is not a normal game, average wise, for CJ McCollum. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if Atlanta can continue this level of play. Again, let's look at this. They shot 49% from the field. That's not, let me pull up their season averages. Because that's not like a normal game for them. They played better than they normally play, if that makes sense. So field goal percentage, they normally shoot at 47%, right? Nick shot at 45. 3-point percentage, they're gonna have to do better than this. They're gonna have to do better than this. Because this is not gonna get it. They normally shoot like 37% from the three-point line. 30% is not gonna get it. Then free throws, sure, whatever, whatever. Uh Largest lead 4, so they barely squeaked. They came back where they got out rebounded. They did have less turnovers. They got out rebounded, which again, with Karl-Anthony Towns and like Josh Hart, who does everything, Swiss Army knife Josh Hart, there's no surprise there. For Atlanta, they're gonna have to continue to shoot about 50% from the field, and they're gonna have to get a 3-point percent shooting up because where is it at? Because Knicks, on average they shoot better than this. So they come out and have a normal games percent wise and like shooting and stuff wise. They come out of a normal game. If Atlanta doesn't have a high level game for them, Atlanta's not gonna get it. Atlanta's not gonna get it. They're gonna have to be consistent. They got to move the ball around. They have to expose the paint. If I'm the Atlanta, if I'm being honest with you, if I'm Atlanta, we got to get Carlton Towns in foul trouble. We got to get him off the court. We get him in foul trouble early because you got Jordan Clarkson's coming off the bench. You got Miles McBridge. You got Mikal Bridges, Jose, great perimeter defense. OG Anunoby. You got Carlton Towns, Mitchell Robinson. If I'm Atlanta, my game plan is make Jalen Brunson work for every shot, of course. Carlton Towns, get him in foul trouble early. Get him on the bench. And I would rather have to deal with Mitchell Robinson, who's primarily just a pick and roll guy, put back guy offensively, than to deal with the Carlton Towns as a just stretch center forward. 100%. 100%. So that they got to get Carlton Towns off the court. All right, last series tied 1-1. Boston Celtics, 76ers. Boston Celtics Tied 1-1. 76ers get a win away early. Boston, 62%. It's in Philadelphia. Again, not that far of a travel. It's not like they got to get on a flight for 6-7 hours. 62% there. Jaylen Brown. Was it Keita? 8.4 rebounds. And we got, who's that, Derek White? Derek White for the assist. Okay. Now, game time decision, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid hasn't played this series at all, I don't believe. So it's pretty much been Tyrese Maxey and Andre Drummond holding it down. If I'm the 76ers, tough. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a tough for 76ers. It's going to be real tough for 76ers. 76ers, you need Tyrese Maxey. You need Tyrese Maxey to be absolute dog, burn your boat type of mentality. Just straight savagery, getting to the paint, pick and roll with Drummond. You need Drummond. Just need him to rebound. Rebound, put back, clean up. Clean up. Because Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and the roster that the Jason Tatum, who is now back, with the roster they got, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had to bet money, I would probably bet this is a gentleman's sweep. I believe that's probably the only win the 76ers are gonna get. Okay, because Celtics, it is just for the 76ers, it's not a great matchup with Joel Embiid being out. If Joel Embiid was not out, it would be a different story. But hang on. Look at this last game. Jalen Brunson dropped 36 points. Snap. So you got Kelly Oubre, who's playing pretty well, 12 points last game. VJ Edgecombe, 30 points. Tyrese Maxey, 29. Andre Drummond, 10 points, 8 rebounds. You have Paul George, 19 points, 4 rebounds. For the 76ers to pull this off, they're going to need Paul George to be playoff P. They need him to start really ramp it up. VJ Edgecombe, he's got to be involved. Because again, 76ers got this win. VJ Edgecombe dropped 30. Now, don't get me wrong. I love VJ Edgecombe. Huge fan of VJ Edgecombe. Okay. If you need him to score 30 points to win this series, unless you're gonna implement him hard into the lineup like they did last game, played 35 minutes. Unless you're gonna do that, might be a problem. Because between BJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey, they score 59 together. Now, if you're gonna go in on BJ Edgecombe, that might be the game plan. Because he seems to be a matchup problem. 6 for 10 from 3, shot 60% from the 3-point line. So maybe he is that guy to step up with Joel Embiid being out. But can he hold that level of play in the playoffs against Boston Celtics? I don't know. Last game, Jason Tatum, 19 points. Jaylen Brown, 36 points. That was it. Nobody else scored double digits. The problem with that is, on a normal night, Boston is probably going to have other guys score double digits. Where there's Derek White. Derek White, normally he's a 15 points per game kind of guy, I believe. Was this going to pull up his stuff? 16 points per game. So with last game, if Derek White comes out and has his average game, they probably win. If Pritchard comes out and has his average game, they probably win. So we'll see. 76ers, they have I think this is a must-win for 76ers. I think if Boston takes this win, the first home game for the 76ers, they come out and take it off rip, I think that kind of destroys the momentum that 76ers have. So right now, 76ers got all the momentum. They lost game 1, but you expect the away team to lose game 1. You expect the home team to win game 1. You expect the home team to win the first 2 games, usually. They get that win the second home game. 76ers got all the momentum. Because now if you're the 76ers, if you're a 76er fan, your mind is, oh, we're going to win the 2 games at home. Because usually the home team wins. So usually how a series is normally goes is let's use this series example. What's supposed to happen is Boston wins the first 2 at home. 76ers win the next 2 at home. So game 4 and 5. After that, it's okay, now the series start. Whoever wins that away game wins, or if you just keep alternating, then eventually the number 1 team wins if you take it to 7. Because it's 2 home, it goes 2 Boston, 2 76ers, that's 4. Then it goes Boston, 76ers, Boston. So if you do it like that, that's how you would normally get to a game 7, is that way. So if you're the home team, you're at an advantage. If the home team won every game of the series, the higher seed team wins. The team that plays home first wins. Because Boston would win the first 2, the 76ers win the next 2, Boston would win the next one, 76ers win that next one, and in game 7, Boston wins. So that's why they say the series doesn't start until someone wins away. Because now if 76ers, if they win these 2 games at home, they go up 3-1. Going up 3-1, you're probably going to win that series. So this is vitally important, this next game for the 76ers, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that was maybe a little longer than usual, but we're excited for the playoffs. We'll get to see who is going to be the winner. Again, next week, I head out of town. I'll have an episode next week. We might be able to do some more, like the Garden 615 next week. And then after that, I am gone for like half the month here and there in spots. So again, bear with us for the month of May. Once June hits, should be back to consistency. But I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next week.